What is up? How is everybody doing? Forza Milan as usual. Here we are, another edition of Milan News on the daily, bringing to you the news of the AC Milan universe. Antonio's here with us. What's up, Antonio? How you doing?
What's up, Roy? How are you?
I'm doing great, thank you. How was your crazy stream yesterday? We had a 10-hour marathon. How insane was that?
I was insane. Last night I was just going off by myself and just rattling off a bunch of different topics, but it was good.
Good, man. Good. Yeah, 10 hours. Maybe that's one of our longest streams. I think we've done 11 hours before, but 10 hours was one of our longest streams. And it was kind of happened randomly. It definitely was not planned. But it did happen. Anyway, let's get straight into the news. Guys, if you are here, guys, and you haven't clicked that like button, shame on you. Shame on you. Please click that like button, help the channel grow. It's up to you, the Milanisti of the world, to make this happen, guys. Click that like button and will help the channel grow. So please do that right now. Before we get into today's topics, which are a few, there's a few names that have been linked to Milan. Some names that are being kind of recycled, but there's a little bit more meat now to some of these names. We're still in the pre-mercato phase of links and rumors and possibly agents throwing out names just to get their players, their clients sold, etc., etc. But before we get into it, let me say hi to chat. You got Yash Patil. How's up? What's up, my man? How you doing? We got Joel. How are you? Joel Milanista. Joel Il Milanista. Joel became a Milanista during the banter era. Much respect to him. Skillard. Forza Top 4. Forza Krunic. Forza Salamakers. Forza Milan. Alan. Guys, Alan was with us most of the time yesterday. Great stuff from Alan. Forza referees. Why spend 30 million on 100 million on players when you can just buy a few Rolexes to the referees and you have the Campionato in your back pocket? Imagine a 24-hour stream. We are definitely going to do a 24-hour stream. That is definitely going to happen. We're going to maybe do, like, we're going to do shifts. We're going to do maybe 6 hours. Someone is going to take care of 6 hours. Then someone is going to take care of 6 hours. Someone else is going to take care of 6 hours. Then someone else is going to take care of 6 hours. If I'm not mistaken, that is 24. We got Tick Size in the house. Tick Size. My man Tick Size. La Liga has filed a complaint with UEFA against PSG and Manchester City, stating these clubs are continuously breaching the current financial fair play regulations.
Yeah,
100%.
I saw that video on my YouTube today, like the Sky Sport video, and I was scrolling through the comments, and all of the English fans were saying how the La Liga president was being hypocritical because of Real Madrid, and they were all against this complaint, so I had to comment and I had to say that this guy is 100% right. These clubs are going crazy.
Yeah. I'm sure this is going to bring to more Super League talks in the incoming future. We got Jonas De Vrij. Hi, fan of the Club Bruges here. Club Bruges, guys. Today, Club Bruges and AC Milan. There's a big link. Two of Club Bruges players being linked with AC Milan. So Jonas, welcome to Milan News. Why don't you hit that subscribe button? Become a subscriber to this channel. You are welcome here. And when we do open lives, you can even come on the live and tell us what you think, because it's something that we do often here. And I'm curious to know what your take is, Jonas, regarding the two players that are being linked to AC Milan in this current moment. Hans, guys, eventually, one of my future plans is to open a football academy. And when I get to a level where I can hire scouts, Hans is going to be the first person I hire. Because Hans is Legolas. He has the eye of a scout. Hans has been talking about these names way before there were even any links of these names to tied to Milan. So well done, Hans. Very good. We got, who else do we have here? We got Andy Milan. Why are we missing on Bernardeschi and waste our time trying to get a discount on Messias? We're going to talk about that, guys. We're going to talk about that. Actually, let's get straight into it. There's a lot of chat here, but let's get straight into it. Look, we got someone from Twitch, guys. Forza Milan, guys. Guys, if you're on Twitch, follow the channel on Twitch. Also, we want to get the Twitch going on because eventually we are going to start streaming maybe some video games and talk Milan. So we're definitely going to be doing that via Twitch. But let's get into it. Botman. Let's talk about Botman. Botman rejects Newcastle again and pushes Lille to accept Milan's 30 million bid. Before, Antonio, if you have anything on this, I want to hear what you got. But I just want to say something before we get into it. I really believe that Milan plan is not to play games, not to toy around with AC Milan. They don't want to treat AC Milan like a toy. They want to treat this club like a serious project. And before they start their training on July 4th, which is less than 20 days or something like that, or in 20 days, they want to have the 3 primary targets that they had this whole time around available for training. Botman, Sanchez, and Origi. These are this is the trinity that Maldini, Massara, and whatnot have been looking for all these months. And I have a good feeling that this is going to happen. I have a good feeling this is going to happen. All right, Antonio, take over. What do we know about Botman?
So it seems as though Milan have offered 30 million from a little while ago. And of course, the whole thing with Newcastle is that they bid a bit more than us, maybe around 40 plus million euros. But the player wants Milan. So Lille, now that they've been cleared to interact with the transfer market, they are basically like starting to like even more intensely evaluate the current position with these 2 other clubs about Botman, and they would of course would like to sell him for more money with to Newcastle, but it's complicated because Milan is involved, and it looks like um, Botman. It's more likely that he goes to Milan as of now, just because there's a much stronger will for him to do so. So, but you never know. So, but as of now, it looks like there's been some more boosts about Botman in the past couple days.
Yeah, yeah. Every single day that passes, it seems like Newcastle is going further away and Milan is coming closer to this player. He's pushing to go to Milan. He wants Milan. His friends are at Milan. Mike Magnan, Renato Sanchez, Leao, and there are more. Who else has the little connection at Milan? I'm forgetting. Who else do we
You
have?
said Leao, Kjaer,
Kjaer, that's
Paulo
right.
Torre did as well, I think, at one
Uh,
point, or
yeah, so
maybe not. I don't know, but
So I definitely think that that Botman wants Milan 100%. He wants to go to Milan. Also because going to Newcastle, I was thinking about this. Going to Newcastle means that you're not going to see European football for a bunch of years because it's not like Newcastle is going to be able to get in that top 4 anytime soon. Premier League is the most competitive league when it comes to it has the most teams with the capability of being top 4. You got Arsenal that is could be a top 4 team. You got Chelsea, you got Tottenham, you got Liverpool, you got Manchester United, you got Manchester City. So it's stacked. That league is stacked full of teams that are potential top 4 teams. And Newcastle is way down the list there. So any player going to Newcastle knows that they're not going to see Champions League football for years to come. It's going to take a long time for Newcastle to make a team, to build a team that is going to be able to compete with the teams that have already established themselves in the EPL. So I understand why Botman wants to go to Milan. So this brings me to this question here, Antonio. And chat also, I want to know what chat thinks. Kjaer, Tomori, Kalulu, Botman. All 4 of these players want to play football. All 4 of these players don't want to be sitting on the bench. How is Pioli going to manage 4 superstars in the defense like this? What is he going to do to keep these players happy? Because of course, you do need rotation, but rotation up until a certain point. There will come that point in the season where you will have to have your two main central defenders and stick with those two. So is Botman and Kjaer going to be sitting on the bench? Is Kalulu and Kjaer sitting on the bench? Is Kalulu and Botman sitting on the bench? I don't think Kjaer wants to be sitting on the bench. I don't think Botman. Maybe Botman is younger, so he can sit on the bench. Kalulu probably thinks he deserves to not sit on the bench. Tomorrow, nobody is touching his spot. What is your opinion on this?
I think that as for Kjaer, he will be, since he's older and he's further along in his career, he won't be like too upset if he's occasionally on the bench for whatever reason. I think that Tomori is going to definitely be the starter for like most of the games, and then it'll either be down to Kalulu or Botman as the other starter. Um, but I mean, if you're paying this much money for Botman, you would think that he is just going to be the starter. But of course, it's up to Pioli. But and then the most important thing here is that we're playing a lot of competitions, especially in the first half of the season. If we I mean, if unless we get eliminated, from the Champions League, like after the group stage, hopefully not. But so for at least the first part of the season, we'll have like three competitions to play. So I think we need to like rotate the squad, especially because Kjaer gets, he's older, he's more injury prone. You want to make sure that everyone's getting the right game time, and I think that that's the key. I think we'll be fine. Like there's other teams with a lot of like top class center backs as well, so I think it's something that we just have to get used to.
Yeah, no. I think in the end, Pioli is going to manage it, but it's not an easy task. It's not going to be easy for Pioli to make all these players happy, especially with the fact that the voices are saying that they want a 29-man squad, 30-man squad. There's going to be a lot of players that are not going to play as much as they hoped, right? So it's going to be difficult for Pioli next season to keep everybody happy. Hopefully everybody that is going to be part of this project are going to be positive, kind of like how Bakayoko was, Castillo was, these players here. Okay, let's move on. Actually, let's go to chat first before we move on to the next player. Let's talk a little bit about Asensio, who has there are some interesting voices regarding Asensio. As a matter of fact, Child Space here says, "Hi Roy, is Asensio link even legit?" Well, let's see. Let's opine on it. We'll talk about that right now. In the meantime, guys, like the video if you think Redbird is poor. Skillard says. Like the video regardless, guys. Please like the video. It helps the channel grow. And if you're not subscribed, subscribe to the damn channel, guys. It doesn't cost you anything. Why even buy new players? Just put Krunic wherever you want and you're good to go. Krunic, the utility man. Krunic, the utility man. Okay, so here we have Stick Sizes pushing back. He says, Roy, you're underestimating Newcastle. If run correctly, they will be challenging for top 2 in 2 years. Wow. In 2 years. Okay. Well, there you go. Tick Size thinks it's going to take them 2 years. We shall see. Kalulu moves to right back to replace a shaky Calabria and Tomori, Botman, Bremer as center backs. Tel keeps left back Spock and Manyan, the goalkeeper, solid backline. Maybe, but then again, you're going to have Calabria and Florenzi sitting on the bench. It's going to be complicated. And also, guys, a lot of people are underestimating Calabria, I think. He had an okay season. But let's see, guys. I think Calabria is going to have a kick-ass season this time around. All right, let's move on to Asensio since he's in the news a lot again. Mendes is trying to sell this player, trying to further him away from Real Madrid. So Asensio is a Mendes player, right? We have a very good relationship with Mendes, Leao, Sanchez, and so these are very two important players. So let's see, maybe something can happen. My initial thought is that this is not going to happen because it's just too much money. Like this article here. What do you have, Antonio? Do you have anything on this?
Well, based on this article, like we have to pay a transfer fee to Real Madrid, and it's not going to be. It wouldn't, negotiating a transfer fee with them is not really going to be easy. On top of that, he's asking for steep wages, so we'd have to reduce that as well. And it, as of now, it doesn't seem like any of the interest is like Milan to Asensio. It looks like the agent is, like you said, really trying to push this deal. The article does say that Milan are interested in him, but it's like some random article that hasn't really been widely confirmed by any like Italian sources or anything. So I think, or I mean, any Italian journalists that we're like used to with Milan. So I think that this is kind of a bit too early, and it's sort of like just making noise as of now. Like it's not
Yeah,
like
yeah,
great.
yeah. I agree 100% with you. I think this one here, there's a lot of, it's just a lot of noise, a lot of Mendes using Milan maybe to push the player. Now, but it does say that Milan on pole to land Asensio. In a lot of reports in Italy also have been talking about how Maldini has even gone to meet Mendes or whoever in Ibiza or Spain to talk about Asensio. But let's be clear about Asensio. Okay, so according to this report, or not this report, but according to what is being said, Real Madrid's stance is not going to change, and they have set an asking price of 40 million for the 26-year-old. They'll not give him a pay rise, and given there is no security for a starting spot in September and October, there's a risk regarding not being called up for Spain squad for the World Cup in Qatar. So let's just analyze that. 40 million for Asensio. I doubt that is ever going to happen for Milan. And they don't want to give him a pay rise. So Asensio wants a pay rise. He's making something like 7 million right now. So why would he come to Milan? Why would he come to Milan to get lower wages if he wants a pay rise? Real Madrid is pretty much saying we want to renew your contract, keep you at 7 million. And Asensio is saying no. So why would he say yes to Milan when Milan is saying we're going to give you less money? Is it just because he wants playing time? Is he going to accept less money just for playing time? But then again, you have that 40 million price tag, which maybe come down to 30. I don't see this operation happening. I don't think this is going to happen at all.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see here what we got. What else we got here in chat? I pray we sign Charles De Kettler. Dude is a baller. Absolutely, my man. We'll see. That might be happening soon. F the UCL guys. I want second star first. Skillard, I like your attitude. I like it. You think Donnarumma is declining? Is Donnarumma declining? I think so. Yes. I think yes, he is declining. 100%. I think he has been advised very poorly in his career. He's been advised to choose money over his career, and that has ruined him this year. He made a fool of himself in the UEFA Champions League. He made a fool of himself in Italy, and there was this contentious interview where in going around in Italy yesterday, where the person asking questions asked him, how come you make these mistakes all the time? And he got very angry. I understand why he got angry. I mean, the guy just lost 5-2. But yeah, I think Donnarumma is definitely on the decline. But I think he will sort it out eventually, and he will get back to where he should be, one of the best. What do you think about this situation with Donnarumma?
I think that his confidence is really like taking a hit, and he deserves this. He's not. He's made very poor decisions. He's been very greedy with his agent. Um, and he's at Milan. He was kind of like coddled. The fans loved him. No one ever really pointed out his mistakes, even though, even including myself. But I like when I would watch him play. I mean, there were things that he would do, like for example, like on corners and like crosses. Sometimes he would just come out of the area, leaving the goal exposed, missing the ball, things like that. I wouldn't really call him out for that because we all were like hyping him up. Um, and then he leaves. He goes into a situation for money, because that's what it is, like 12 million I think a season. He's a situation where he has to compete with another goalkeeper, and that not only that's hard, and on top of that is also he's played in the Champions League, and for for the first time I think this year. So all of that combined like really rocked his confidence, and then after that Real Madrid game, especially, like he's just been like spiraling downwards. So
Yeah.
we have a mentally strong world class goalkeeper right now.
Oh
So
yeah, yeah, for sure.
okay.
Magnan definitely has not made us regret anything regarding Donnarumma. Actually, we feel blessed that we have Magnan in goal. Exceptionally charismatic, a leader, an exceptional human being, and an exceptional athlete too, and an exceptional goalkeeper. So obviously we don't miss Donnarumma, but Donnarumma did win goalkeeper of the year in France. I don't know if whatever, but I think if I were to judge Donnarumma's season this year 1 out of 10, I'd give him a 4. I'd give him a 4. You know, I don't really consider what he does in France that impressive, seeing that PSG is so far ahead with the other with the rest of the competition that I don't know. If you want to give him 1 to 10, what would you give him?
Well, see, he won the league, but it's PSG, and like honestly, I'm gonna make this bold statement. When PSG wins Ligue 1, it's nothing. It doesn't even improve their season at
It
all.
doesn't. It
They
really
don't.
doesn't.
They're just the way that they outspend other teams, and
Yeah.
I don't like. No one cares at this point about
Yeah,
them
yeah.
winning Ligue 1.
It's not even. I mean, even in Germany, we talk about Bayern a lot, but in Bayern, it feels like there is more competition. But in France, it's just.
Yeah,
It's not.
if they don't win the Ligue 1, their season is basically a failure unless they win the Champions League.
Right, exactly. Which makes Lille's win of the Liga last year even more impressive with the backbone Magnan, Botman, Sanchez, which is going to
Yep.
probably move to Milan. Hans says 40 million for Asensio is just ridiculous in my opinion. Throw in his wage demands and it's a very hard no from me. He literally has 1 year left to his contract. Yeah, I don't see the Asensio thing happening. If Asensio happens, guys, I'd be like, my mind would be blown. Abra Abdurraham King says, "Thank you for the stream. God bless you all, and it's really nice to hear about Milan at work. Bravo! Thank you, my man. Please like that stream and subscribe if you're not subscribed. Really appreciate you." Asensio's useless. 40 million plus high salary. Yeah. Asensio, I don't see this happening, guys. I do not see this happening. Let's see what else we got here. Maybe some people have something to say about Donnarumma is the young Long Lee of goalkeepers. Donnarumma is earning less than what Milan offered. True. Like the video. I will not. Please, guys, we got to get to at least 40 likes. Before we finish today, let's get to at least 40 likes. Let's even push it to 50. Let me see how Milanista you are. All right, let's move on to the next player. So who do you have, Antonio?
Well, we got to do Junior Messias.
Okay, yeah, let's talk about Junior Messias. Yeah, absolutely.
It's
Let's go.
pretty straightforward news. Uh, it's confirmed by Di Marzio, reposted by Fabrizio Romano, that basically for Junior Messias, it's a done deal. Uh, there's a total agreement for around 4.5 million with Crotone to buy Messias permanently. We don't know if he will be sold on later in the mercato, but as of now, it looks like he's staying with us. So we have kept him, which is good.
Yes, we spoke about Messias yesterday because this news about Messias came out yesterday, and now looks like it has been confirmed. So Messias is definitely going to be staying. Messias is definitely going to be staying until staying. He renewed, so we got to see. Maybe he's going to move on to Monza. Maybe he's going to move on to Monza, but maybe, like we spoke about yesterday, he can just be part of this rotation. Remember, let's not forget, Milan this time around wants a bigger squad, 29 people, 30 people. But they have to do this correct. They have to do this correct, though. Obviously, the players that we think are going to be moving away is going to be probably Castillo, right? So they're probably going to still have 3 right wingers there. Now, those 3 right wingers could be Messias, Salamakers, and Mr. X, or Salamakers. Salamakers get sold. One of those. One
Yeah,
of those.
imagine like for Junior Messias, like how amazing it is. So of course we don't know his story. This season scores in the Champions League like a winning goal, wins the Scudetto. Like so, he's at the pinnacle of Italian football. He's made his way to the very top from the bottom. And now he's renewed. He's been bought, so he will stay in the city on no matter what, I think. But he could also remain at a top club next season. So this is
Yeah,
awesome.
absolutely, guys. We in this channel we talk about Narnia the whole time. This man is living Narnia. This guy was a delivery man not too long ago, and all of a sudden, he came to Italy. I think he came to Italy as an illegal immigrant. I believe I heard, and now he's at AC Milan right now, one of the biggest clubs in the world. AC Milan just bought him. Pioli likes this player. Pioli wants to keep him. Maldini likes this player. There's a lot of respect for this player. And guys, I want to reiterate, last thing on Messias. I really like Messias. I like how Messias. I like his head. He's got a good head above his shoulders. He's a professional. He's good for the locker room. And again, speaking of a big roster, you need some players that you can keep on the bench and then just not giving you any problems. Messias can be this player. If you keep Messias on the bench, he's not going to say, guys, I demand this and that. Unfortunately, Messias does not have the history to demand anything, but he definitely must feel grateful to still be an AC Milan player.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Roy, I wanted to ask you, what is the I know what Narnia is, but like, what is the reference to Narnia on this channel? Like, just fantasy or like?
All right. So Narnia started a while ago when we were doing the Milan forum and we were having lots of I think it started with Red John because me and Red John were having some crazy debates and no, Narnia started with the Atletico Madrid game. The Atletico Madrid game, where I was commenting on the formation they adopted towards the end of the game, the 6-2-1, and people were saying that no, that's not a 6-2-1, that's a 4-4-1. And then I showed them, look, there's 6 people there in the back, there's 2 in the middle, and there's 1 up top. And people were insisting that was a 4-4-1. So at that point, I was like, okay, so people just live in a fantasy world. That's how the Narnia thing started.
So like, so when you say that, you're just referencing people like in like a fantasy world, basically.
Yeah. When people start to go into the fantasy world, it's Narnia. I have been guilty of doing that as well.
Yeah, guys, I know what Narnia is. I've seen all the movies and like I know there's books and stuff like that. I know what that is. Okay, like
Yes.
I'm not like I know I'm Gen Z, but I'm not like
Yeah.
I'm just born yesterday.
It's when people start capping, that's Narnia. Let's put it that way. Today, 10 plus hour stream, Roy. No, guys, it's not going to happen today. At least for me, it's not going to happen. Let's get to 40 likes, and Roy will admit he's a Juventini. No, I will never admit that because it's not true. Yes, liked it. Good job. Fabrizio Romano is such an interista. Bruh. If you like the video, Wanda will blow you a kiss. There you go, Wanda. She'll probably bite your whatever off. I'm trying to catch up from yesterday live, and I'm at the point where they're talking about Lucas' life lessons. Oh, that's too funny. All right, Antonio, why don't we prepare the next player?
Yeah, I do want to point out like 2 things that are technically away from Milan, but are just interesting and also can sort of relate to Milan in a sense.
Okay.
Now this is pretty crazy. I'll read you the less important one or less interesting one first. So for Davide Fratesi on Sassuolo,
Fratesi, all right.
Roma are close to finalizing a deal where they'll pay 15 million plus Volpato and one of either Trippi or Afenagian.
Okay.
So 2 players and 15 million for Fratesi, which honestly doesn't seem too. I mean, I think it's a bit overpriced, but not too overpriced. But listen to this. I'm sure you've heard about this one. This actually, when I read this, I was laughing out loud.
Okay.
According to Sky, PSG have offered Sassuolo 35 million plus bonuses for Scamacca, but Sassuolo won 50 million for him.
Yeah, I did see that.
This is crazy.
I did see that. Every day, even Vitiello was talking about this. Every single day, like Gazzetta dello Sport, first page, Milan on Scamacca. Blah, 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 Scamacca. Scamacca is being pushed around like, whatever, by his agent at this point. 50 million for Scamacca. First of all, I hope it's not true. Because if Scamacca is going for 50 million, this guy's going to be the next Berardi and waste his career in that squad. There's no one crazy enough to spend 50 million on Scamacca today. Unless we are completely wrong and people would actually spend 50 million on him.
Imagine if he becomes like the top goal scorer in the Champions League.
Yeah, right, right. Imagine if he does. I mean, right now there's a lot of skepticism regarding Scamacca, at least from me. Now, even though he did score 16 goals in his last season, which is good, we always talk about Jonathan David being a great player. Jonathan David scored, I think, even less goals or the same amount of goals that he did, and they both reached the same positions in the table, 10th or 11th. But the thing that I like the most about Scamacca is his hold up play. His hold up play is maybe one of the best of all the strikers I've been looking at. His hold up play is fantastic. I want to see what where he develops. But one last thing about Scamacca, and this and also about Zaniolo, which we are going to be talking about Zaniolo in a little bit. We're not going to be seeing anything concrete regarding Scamacca way in the back end of the Mercato, in my opinion.
We're not. No, I'm gonna be honest with you. Once PSG set their sights on a player, it's over. I think Scamacca will be a done deal like soon to PSG.
For PSG,
Yeah, if they've already bid 35 million plus bonuses, then the deal is super advanced, and it looks like PSG is just gonna get it closed.
yeah, it's not the first time we hear this link with them in PSG. If they can land him, guys, I'll be ecstatic for the player. I'll be
Also,
ecstatic for the
yeah,
player.
also Juventus have pretty much like secured Paul Pogba now, so it's official
That's
basically.
right. Another player that has been linked with Roma is Awar. Awar is looking at him
Oh
also.
wow.
Okay, let's go to chat. Let's see what chat is saying. Didn't Skillard make up Narnia? No, he didn't. Skillard actually was. Messias once upon a time went to deliver Bosnian meal to Krunich's apartment. That's funny. Um, Antonio's not Gen Z. How?
I am Gen Z. I just said just because I'm Gen Z doesn't mean I don't know what like Narnia is.
Fratesi is actually a really good player, by the way. He is a really good player. Sassuolo is full of good players that the top clubs can definitely take advantage of. The number of clubs interested in Sassuolo players is like they just won the UCL, right? Milan were never linked to Scamacca. It was just made up by rumors from the Gazzetta, and that is possible. At this point, it kind of seems like his agent is going gung ho and just is putting up all these rumors to get him out. We'll see. Roy, what's our midfield going to be considering the ongoing possible deals? Will it be enough for our European venture? Um, Look, if we look at the midfield that we currently have right now, basically Adli, Pobega, Tonali, Benacer, Krunic, add Sanchez to that, in my opinion, that's a top European midfield. That's a top European midfield. But I want to see what happens with Benacer because Benacer needs to renew his contract. They asked him to renew the contract this year. We're going to find out what happens with Benacer a little bit later on in the Mercato. So if Benacer leaves, I don't know. I don't know what the midfield is going to look like. But if he stays, I think we have one of the best midfields in Europe. Uh, because of Sanchez, though. Sanchez makes it one of the best midfields in Europe. What do you think about that, Antonio?
I think that it would be nice if we signed like another player, maybe like Gene Onana or someone else that can like definitely be like that central defensive midfielder. Like I mean, because I don't know about Yasin Adli and Paul Biga personally. I'm not convinced they're ready yet. That's just my own
Hold
opinion.
on. Let me ask you a question, man. I'm going to push back on you. I'm going to push back. Why would you be confident on Gino Nana that just, let's say, um, uh, relegated, but you're not
Yeah.
confident on Pobega, who
Okay. Let
who had
me.
a great season with Torino? Juric wants him, and Torino only conceded 38 goals. So why would you be more confident on Onana than Pobega?
Okay. I will say this.
Uh, uh,
Pobega.
uh, uh, uh,
I'm more. I guess Pobega and Gino Nana are kind of like equal to me. But yeah, and I will explain about Yasin Adli
Wait,
after.
wait.
But
Okay.
But I will say this: when I look at the reason why I like Gino Nana more for our system is because he's more of a CDM, and Pobega is more of that like box to box midfielder, and I hope that he can fit like into our system and the way Pioli plays, but I'm not sure yet because I when I watch him for Torino, he plays very very well, and then over the summer in our scrimmages, he didn't look that like well suited into the squad yet. So I hopefully I don't know if that's just because he matured even more or you know but I hope it's not because of like a tactical issue. So that's why I'm a bit concerned. But for Yasin Adli, he also plays on Bordeaux with Gino Nana, and when I watch them play, I like the way Onana plays much more than Yasin Adli. Like I think he contributes. He looks more of like a ready player than Yasin Adli does.
Well, Bordeaux is. Spoke about this yesterday. Bordeaux
Yeah.
is in complete of a mess. It's a mess. The situation for that club is a complete mess. So there might be an opening for a Gino Nana, especially if, let's say, Milan does want to monetize on Pobega. The only player in the midfield I can see that they could, the only two players in the midfield that I could see them monetize on are Benacer and Pobega. So if there is that kind of situation, Gino Nana could be a player that could come in. Let's keep on going. Ismail Patni says, "No, guys, I want to correct you all. Scamacca, I saw him play. He looks good. So 50, yes, whatever you want with PSG, but with Milan, they will accept low because they're not financially strong as PSG. Well, of course, of course. For a PSG, 50 million is like maybe 15 million for us. It's a huge difference. Their spending power. Whether they're doing it legitimately, we will see because there's a lot of questions about how PSG is working their finances. I want to see where this goes. We know UEFA is one of the most corrupt institutions on the planet, so I think they're covered. They're covered. But PSG seems to be, the calciopoli of Europe in this current moment. But yeah, I think Scamacca is a great player, but for the right price. For the right price. Roma are also signing Mehmet Zeki Selik. Are you aware of this player?
Yeah, he's another little player. He's right back, I believe. So he's gonna be a wing back for Mourinho. He's pretty solid. He's Turkish.
Got you, got you. I agree with Abdurrahman King. If Benacer were to leave us, Enzo Fernandez would be ideal replacement, but I hope he's stays for a long time. I did look at Enzo Fernandez. I like what I saw. I did like what I see. Let's go to a little bit more chats, then we'll keep on going with the next players. Actually, I want to look at this article here also. Still waiting to be impressed by Redbird. Everything so far seemed to be going on before they bought us. Surprised me, Redbird. I think they will surprise us. I think they will surprise us. Last chat, and then we'll go back to the
Wait, I want to
articles.
point out one other, but yeah.
Oh yeah, go ahead. We have the good club homegrown midfielder in Pobega. Ricky M says, "All right, Antonio, take it."
Tick size is leading the anti-Redbird revolution. The movement. He's very strong opinions on Redbird.
Yeah, and again, I respect that. They have to prove what they're worth. Talk is cheap. Saying going in front of the cameras, saying I'm a winner, I don't like to lose, is cheap. Show me you're a winner by winning, and then we'll give you the praise you want. Elliot, everybody spoke. Well, not everybody, but the majority of people spoke a lot of crap about Elliot. But now Elliot proved that they put together a winning formula, so now they get their praise. Redbird, it's their turn. It's their turn.
Well, I think tick size and a lot of people in the chat still don't like Elliot either, even though he won the Scudetto because they see
Right.
that.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
mean,
no, no.
I'm sure they're grateful for like what they've done, but they're ready for like us to be more ambitious
Right,
because
yes.
they don't
Of
want another
Of
Elliot
course,
basically.
but the general mood about Elliot, especially with this Scudetto, the majority of the fans are appreciative. So they kind of turned that around, and you see it mostly in Italy by the comments of fans and just what the people are saying, the Pelegatis and all these people here. So yeah, there's still a little bit of skepticism regarding all of this. Okay, Antonio, do you have another player for us?
Let's see. Yeah, there were some other links, but um, well, there has been actually some Noah Lang information and also praise about Tomori with England. That's kind of interesting. But
Okay, let's talk about Tomori first.
no. So basically, people are just saying like I think I read like Italian like the Gazzetta posted something about this, and also in England they're saying that when Tomori played, it was a 0-0 clean sheet with very few shots on target. I watched the game, and there were some big chances for Italy, not all of which were Tomori's on Tomori's side of the defense. But yeah, when he played against Italy, their defense looked more solid overall than against like Hungary, for example. when he wasn't in the
Gotcha.
back line. So people are like really pushing for him to get more game time.
Yeah. Tomori. Oh, now another thing about Tomori, he is. They're going to touch up his contract. We know that they're going to touch up his contract, bring it up to 3 million, I believe. That's what I read a few days ago. And Tomori has accepted, and the voices are saying that Tomori has no intention of leaving AC Milan. In my humble opinion, Tomori is going to become one of these legendary players that is going to stay a very long time with AC Milan. One of these players that we're going to, treat like how we treat Parisi, Nesta, Maldini, these kind of players, because that's the kind of player he is. That's the kind of impact he had, right? It's not, it's not very common to see a player, especially come from, let's say, a foreign country, come to Italy as a central defender and just kick ass right away, especially for a big team like Milan. So very happy for Tomori. Very happy for Tomori. Okay, let's move on to Noah Lang. A lot of talks about Noah Lang. Let's go to that.
Yeah, he gave another interview yesterday. This guy is like, I don't know if he's like just a good like a comedian or like an actor.
Well, he is an actor. He actually is an actor. So
Wait, what?
in case nobody knew, Noah Lang is actually an actor. He really is.
Oh wait,
I'm not even trolling. I'm not joking. He actually is a professional actor as well.
how do you know this? Or I feel like
I
I
know
knew.
this because he appeared in some movies or some TV shows.
I'm gonna Google this right now.
And I think it was in the chat. I think someone put it in the chat. Tixai says, I love Elliot. Guys, we have 49 people watching right now, guys. If you are a Milanista or if you sympathize Milan, click that like button. Click that like button, help the channel grow. And of course, you can send super chats, you can stickers to support the channel if you can, only if you can, guys. Nobody is forcing you to do anything, but like that button, make this channel grow, help the Milan community. And guys, again, we have a lots of open lives where you from the chat can just jump in to the stream and give us your opinions regarding football in general, regarding Milan, and sometimes we talk about things that are completely unrelated to Milan. Like the video if you want Krunic to stay. I would like the video immediately. All right. Before we get into this Noah Lang, let's just look at a few more comments here, and then we'll look at Noah Lang. Now many people are saying Noah Lang
Yeah,
is a
he's an
character.
actor. He is an actor. Yeah,
Yeah, he
I
is.
looked him up. This is so funny. Apparently, he's in some Netflix stuff. This is crazy.
Yeah, he's a professional actor. He's 100% a professional actor.
He speaks like he's like a showman in these interviews. Like,
Yeah, okay, let's get to this, and then we'll go to chat, regarding Noah Lang. So let's talk about Noah Lang a little bit. Milan target Lang gives another interesting interview. Go for it, Antonio.
so in this interview, I mean, this is after he played yesterday, scored a goal for the Netherlands, and they beat Wales 3-2 in the towards the end of the game. It was a close game, and he played pretty well. He spoke about the game, saying how he felt like really free, and but then when speaking about the coach of the Netherlands, he said, obviously I can quote him here. He says he expects a lot from me. He wants me to go in behind. I'm driving him crazy. At my club, I can do what I want, but here I have to do my job. At Bruges, they let me do what I want. I think the coach is happy for me after this beautiful day. Like, just funny stuff. Like, he seems like he's very he speaks like he's very full of himself, kind of, sort of like
Yeah,
confident.
absolutely. He's definitely a character. And aside from this specific interview, he's been accosted to Milan again today, saying that this is pretty much a done deal. A lot of people are saying that this is a done deal. It's just up to the both the clubs to just put ink on paper at this point. Again, we don't know how real all of this stuff is. What we do know, which we think is real, is that his entourage, his agents, were seen at Casa Milan, and after that meeting, it was reported that they had an agreement with the player. A few days later, the reports were saying that there was an agreement with the club, and now we're in this phase, we're in this standstill, right, where it's just a matter of Milan saying, okay, let's do it. Um, I don't know what to think about this. Maybe it's because Rebic is leaving. I think. But then there's the other question: do we want a player that has this kind of character that says these kind of things? That I don't want to hear a player going to talking about my Milan and saying I can do whatever the hell I want at Milan. It is incredibly disrespectful to Club Brugge, in my opinion, when he says things like this. He thinks he's bigger than the squad, than the team. These are red flags. There's a lot of red flags coming up when we talk about this player, but he is. It seems like he is very close to Milan. What do you think about his character? Do you think his character can work at AC Milan, guys? What do you guys think in chat too? I want to know.
I think that it's concerning to me because when you have like Ibrahimovic in the locker room, I mean maybe Ibra can like humble him, but like I don't know. I think that he can maybe start a lot of arguments with other players. I think like Giroud, for example, has gotten into some arguments with Benzema and Mbappe on the national team. With Benzema, it was more serious. With Mbappe, it was just because he wasn't getting the right service from Mbappe, who was kind of being too like showy, according to him, when they play. So I can see some of the similar issues with Noah Lang, maybe with Giroud, for example. Like, so I hope that I mean, hopefully when you see him play, he's definitely not like super selfish. He's a good playmaker, but I hope that it would work out. I'm not sure though. It is a risk.
Yeah, this is I don't know. It's a shot in the dark. I feel like this operation is a shot in the dark. The guy is obviously talented. There's no question about that. He's talented. His goal yesterday in the national team was ace. I don't know, guys. If you haven't seen that goal, check it out. It was an incredible goal. If he can do those things at AC Milan, the San Siro would erupt. But his character is something that to think about. We don't need anybody to ruin the beautiful chemistry that has developed in the Milan locker room. But again, we are seeing this from the outside. But if all of these rumors are true, Maldini, Massara, Moncada, etc., these people think that he's good, that they can handle him, then so be it. All right, let's go to chat, and then let's move on to the next player. Now, many people are saying Noah Lang is a character who's not afraid to talk. Many current players are like robots these days. So some people do like these characters. Don't know about Redbird, but FSG is a tried and tested organization in sports. They bought a cricket franchise in India, and they successfully turned it into champions. Guys, Redbird has also experience of success in sports. So this should give your spirits a little bit of more positive energy. And it does for me, especially with what they did with Toloi, right? They took Toloi, they kind of operated Toloi in the same way Elliott operated in Milan, and they were able to bring Toloi to the league on. So that's a big success for them. Do you have anything to say about that?
Yeah, they do own a minority stake in FSG, so and apparently in some of the other companies. So this is kind of interesting because they're owning like 70% of our club. So I wonder how they're going to operate. I mean, with Toulouse, it's like another like situation. They're bringing up a club into the first division in France, different ambitions. But this is like they're buying a top club now. Like
Yeah.
this is like I haven't seen what they can do in this sense. So
Definitely, this is a huge step, right? From Toloi to AC Milan. Like, if you own AC Milan, your responsibilities are huge, because AC Milan is a club with maybe hundreds of millions of fans around the world, and all of these hundreds of million fans, from the first one to the last one, expect us to be the best team in Europe. Okay, they don't expect us to be the second best team in Europe, the third, the fourth. We all expect Milan to shoot to be the best team in Europe. This is the history of this club. This is what we always strive for. So big responsibility for Redbird. Look at the chat. A lot of the chat likes Noah Lang. I love Noah Lang's attitude. I like that. Okay, like the video if you want Cringe to stay. Absolutely, he's a character. People are mistaking him to having bad attitude. Well, let's see, guys. If he comes, and even though he's got this colorful attitude, maybe he is a good locker room player. Maybe he is. Puma is dropping the ball with Scudetto. They can't keep up with the demand of Milan fans. They should go. We need a new shirt sponsor. Oh, what's going on with Puma? Do you know anything about this?
well, I think he's just referencing the fact that they're like taking forever to release the jerseys. Also, last season, a lot of fans were mad because I mean, personally, like the for Milan's like black kit with like the our logos
Oh
on it and
yeah,
like
yeah,
the
yeah, yeah,
light red. I
yeah.
wasn't like a so. I'm gonna be honest with you. I know people are gonna disagree with me. I didn't like dislike that kit personally. I thought like the colors were nice. I like the lighter red color. But the problem with that kit was that it was literally like a cookie cutter kit with with a bunch of teams, including like Man City. All their kits like kind of look the same, and so like everyone was really pissed off at Puma last
Yeah,
season
I
because
think
of
that's
that.
kind of cheap. I think that's kind of
Yeah,
cheap.
that whole like making them all look the same was really annoying. You're muted, Roy.
Joel says goodbye, Frankie. Welcome, Renato Sanchez, guys. How happy are you with this exchange? 1 out of 10.
I would say I wish we kept them both, so I'll say an 8 out of 10.
8 out of 10.
But to replace him, I mean, it's the best we could do. But I wish we kept both. Had both of them.
Oh, look at what Zendubro says. I would take Lang over Lukaku or Dybala. Good, good. Interesting. I've never thought about that. I never thought about that. No wonder he was on Netflix. Okay, let's see, guys. Let me try and catch up.
Yeah, there's actually a lot of interesting
Yeah,
comments.
let me try and catch up. Let me go as far as I can. Okay, guys. So Jonas de Vriend here, yeah, hopefully I'm pronouncing your name correctly, is a Club Bruges fan. He's joining us today. Welcome to the RossonARI TV. He says, Noah Lang, I'm assuming he's talking about, works his butt off on the pitch. You wouldn't say it when you read and hear about his attitude. So either he is trying to get rid of Noah Lang and he wants to convince us that this guy's a good player, or what I think, he's telling the truth, and Noah Lang is a player that works his butt off. Guys, let me just say something, okay? Holland is not a small team, the national team, okay? It's a legendary team. It's one of the best, even though they haven't won much, but we're talking about one of the biggest national teams in the world, one of the most influential countries in football. When you make it into the Dutch national team, you're either a good player or you're a great player. You know, it's good, great, or excellent, elite. So if Noah Lang right now has made it into the national squad and is scoring these goals, it must say something about him. So maybe I might change my mind about him and maybe not look at his attitude as a problem. Roy, I'm not sure if you know the fans compare Noah Lang to Neymar. I do see the comparison. I do see the comparison
Because
a
of
little
his
bit.
haircut.
Also, the way he runs, his legs are look kind of similar. Yeah, but I do see a little bit. Paul KB says, "Hell yeah, Roy! Just look at Ibra. As long as he can back it up, I'm good." Good point. Good point. I mean, Ibra isn't going to be intimidated by Noah Lang, guys. That's not going to happen. I think Zlatan can whoop his ass 100%. They believe he have. They believe he have the same skill and attitude. Well, as long as he has the same skill, I'm happy. I don't think his attitude would be different to Maldini, Ibra, and Giroud. Okay. Guys, I'm gonna try and get to these chats as fast as possible. Latin says a lot of stuff, but we shake it with pinch of salt.
We
Some
should take
saying
it with a pinch
we
of
should
salt.
take it with a pinch of salt. Yeah, I understand. I understand the whole showmanship, and you know he's hyping himself. I'm a big WWE fan. All right, so
Oh,
I
really,
understand.
Roy?
Oh yeah,
Me too.
I understand the concept of promoting yourself. I understand that concept. Ollie Oxy says, "Morning, Roy and Antonio. What's up, Ollie? How you doing?" Broy, one slap by Zlatan Lang will never say anything. He will do what management asked for him. I can guarantee you that. So no issues with attitude. We can make anyone with be attitude be good. Sorry, guys. Sorry. All right, guys. I need to catch up to these chats. Let's go from the bottom down, and then let's move on to the next player. I do want to talk about a player that today someone spoke about that could be a good idea. I don't know if you've heard it. I don't know if it's been written anywhere, but Parisi. Have you heard anything about Parisi?
No, not today. I heard that like there's some opportunities to get him, but nothing too concrete yet.
Guys, look at this. I don't know if this is true, but Abdurrahman says Redbird bought 30% of Wasserman's shares last year, if I'm not mistaken, and then this agency also owns Noah Lang's contract, I guess. Injury free, Renato Sanchez, 10 out of 10. All right, guys. So I see that a lot of us are more pro Noah Lang than anti Noah Lang. So
Yeah,
this is a good
last
help.
yeah last night on the when I was running the stream, like Nathan and some other people, um, like they were definitely pro Noah Lang. A lot of them were even like saying Noah Lang over De Ketelaere, which is interesting. Ollie is very he's clearly won CDK over Noah Lang. So
Yes, yes. Ollie and Mr. Cole going at it yesterday for sure. We got Mustafa. I haven't seen Mustafa in a while. What's up, Mustafa? How you doing? Neymar from Wish. The Dutch national team have been famous for having attitude issues up until way back in the 90s. That's why they failed to win anything internationally. Well, that doesn't give me any confidence, my man. Pessina needs like 3 or 5 appearances. Then we get him for 2 million. Get him. Then we get 2 million from him. Okay, guys. So we have a little bit more money coming in from Pessina's operation. Okay, last comment here, and then let's get back to the players. Inter signed Aslani. How do you rate him, Roy? Um, well, as long as we have Benacer, Renato Sanchez, and I think Adli is going to be a player that can play make. I don't mind this. They can take him, They can take him. It's not a player that I was crazy about this whole season. What about you? What do you think about Aslani?
I think he's a good player, but he's not like someone that I'm concerned about.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
I think we'll be fine.
I mean, he's a cheap. I think he was cheap, like less than five
Right,
million
I'll
or
be
something like that.
back. I have to sign off like temporarily.
Okay, okay, perfect. Go ahead. I've been busy in the same time zone as you know. Vegas. Oh man, you live in Vegas? Nice, nice. Sin City, Sin City. Given Empoli are interested in Caldara, we could put him for Parisi swap. Exactly. So let's talk about this. Empoli is very interested in Caldara. And since, even though there are these talks about Balotelli staying, right? Because Balotelli was being linked to a Turkish team, and then the reports the next day said that Balotelli is not for sale. But, improving the squad on that left side is not something that we should, overlook. Maybe the option of sending Caldara to Empoli could open the doors to Parisi. Also because, guys, Parisi is in his last year of contract. Parisi is in his last year of contract. So if Parisi decides not to renew, he could come for free. So Empoli might want to monetize on Parisi. Let's watch out for Parisi. Parisi could be a very interesting player for the Mercato. I think the team would be much stronger if we have Parisi, who, by the way, guys, was in the Italian under-21 national team over these past days, which with their result against Ireland, beating them 4-1, have qualified for the Euro under-21 championship. So congratulations to them. Parisi is one of the main players in that squad. So let's see what happens with Parisi. This could be a very good operation if it comes to fruition. I happen about Noah Lang. He can basically play everywhere behind the striker if he comes. I think Diaz will go. So far, as far as Diaz concern is, the reports that came in recently is that Diaz is staying. Diaz is not going anywhere. They're going to keep him for another year round because obviously Milan is not going to pay the 22-25 million this year round. And Milan shouldn't. But we have a 2-year agreement with this player. Okay? We have a 2-year agreement with this player. We need the rotation. Diaz can explode this season. Maybe Diaz can become that player that we wanted him to become, to have that consistency this season. And he could be an extra resource. Guys, I want to win the Champions League, guys. I want to win the Champions League. We need all our best resources as much as possible. I know the Champions League is a long shot, but for sure, I want to pass the group stages. If we don't pass the group stages, that is a big failure. So we must pass the group stages, minimum pass the group stages, and then once we pass through group stages, anything can happen, guys. But Diaz might go, but the reports have been saying that he's staying, so we'll see what happens with that. Hi guys, can we talk about Leao? I read an article about Carlo Pellegatti being worried about his renewal. Do you think we will lose him? I think there's a very good possibility that we can lose Leao 100%. Because his situation seems to be very difficult, especially with his lawsuit and also his demands. His demands are very high. this is another thing, guys, that we have to wait on. We have to wait and see what Redbird is all about. Is Redbird, do they have the ambition to keep Leao? This is what Maldini was asking in that famous interview. With this new management, is Leao going to become bigger than Milan, like how Noah Lang, he thinks he's bigger than Club Brugge? Is the same thing going to happen with Leao, or is Milan going to keep on being bigger than Leao? Because today, when Leao asked for 8 million, when Leao is asking for 8 million, with the way things stand right now, the way this is being reported, it seems that Milan cannot hold this player unless they make some kind of sacrifice. But remember, we still have to wait for Maldini's contract. There was talk about Maldini's contract the other day, saying that they were negotiating his pay and how long his contract was going to last. So we still have to wait for that. We have to wait for Masada's contract, Moncada's contract. My personal opinion is that we will be able to retain Leao. And I think one of the solutions that seemed the most viable because of his lawsuit situation is that Leao owes this certain amount of money to the club that he's being sued by. It looks like maybe Milan will pay that money, and then instead of paying Leao 7 million, they're going to pay him 4.5 or 5 million. Right? Because the way this lawsuit is being set up is that they're going to take 20% of his salary. Right? This is why he's asking for 8 million or 7 million, because 20% of his salary has to go to this lawsuit, according to these reports that have been coming out. But if Milan pay that upfront for him, in the long run, it's going to go in Milan's favor. Also because they can slap a 250 million clause on him. So if you want to buy him for 250 million, boom, you have 250 million to spend on the market. You can buy 3 top players with 200. I'm talking about top players. I'm not talking about mid-level players or players that could potentially be top. With 250 million, you can by the way, guys, vote. I want to see. I'm going to check what you guys have voted so far, but this goes to the poll that we have on the chat right now. Absolutely love the names linked with Milan so far. Looking good. We're looking at hungry and young players. I like that. Yes, fast, skilled, and intelligent. Inter Juve trying to get tired players with no ambitions. I 100% agree with you, my man. I 100% agree with you. And you know why? Juventus, especially, is a club that is not allowed to get players like De Ketelaere, Noah Lang, blah blah blah, because the fans, Juventus, they don't want to hear these names. The fans of Juventus want to hear Ronaldo, want to hear Dybala, Di Maria. They want to hear Pogba. We don't care about these players. I do not want Pogba for 8 million. I don't want to have Dybala in the team for 7 million. Let's get the next Pogba. Let's get the next Dybala. Let's get all these players and make them grow at Milan and become champions with them. I definitely love the approach we're taking. I think it's the right approach. Okay, guys, let me try and catch up here, guys. Man, I'm behind. Neymar attitude means he will leave Milan as soon as he becomes a good player. Okay, I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying. Now, I know I don't live here over for work. Cisco Live Convention. Okay, got you. Nice. Well, have fun over there because I know you can have a lot of fun over there. Guys, please like the video. Actually, let's check where we're at with the likes, guys. I'm doing a check, so it better be good, man. It better be good. Where are we on the lives? On the likes? Where are we on the likes? Let's see. Where are we? Let me see where we are on the likes, guys. 40 likes! We did it, guys. We did it. 40 likes. Let's bring him up. Let's go to 50 now, guys. Let's go to 50. Good job, everybody. Well done. Well done. And, guys, vote in the poll. I'm going to check the poll in a few minutes. In the meantime, guys, let's look at this Zaniolo report here. That is very interesting. Let's see if I can find it. Here it is. So, having read this report has given me different emotions, right? Zaniolo is a player that I would love to see at AC Milan. I think he's a great player. I think he's potentially one of the best Italian players in the next 10 years. Having one of those superstars in Milan would be great. I mean, just imagine having Leao on the left, a badass Cam in the middle and Zaniolo on the right. That would be incredibly fantastic. But let's see where this saga is right now. Today's edition of La Stampa reports that there will soon be a decisive meeting regarding Zaniolo's future. In a few days, his agent will talk with Roma about his future and a potential renewal. Okay, so in a few days, guys, we're going to find out what will be happening with Zaniolo in Roma. But if things are not constructive, then Milan and Juventus, who have had their eyes on him for some time, are ready to step forward. Meanwhile, Corriere di Roma believe that the discussions will take place next week between the Roma management and Zaniolo's agent, Claudio Vigorelli, to take stock of the situation and to understand if there are the conditions for renewal. They also state that Milan and Juventus are at the window. Now, guys, let's remember that they had this conversation in January. The reports in January were saying that Zaniolo had refused Roma's renewal. So let's see what else it says. Finally, Leggo report that Zaniolo has let everyone know that he does not intend to stay under current conditions and asks for a salary the same as Tammy Abraham or for a sale. The club believes that the time to ask for such an important pay rise has not yet come, so the imminent meeting will be crucial to try and resolve the tension. From Roma's point of view, offers less than 50 million will not be accepted, and while Milan and Juve still have to present a bid, Newcastle have come forward and can spend that money, but Zaniolo prefers to stay in Italy. Newcastle is not a problem. I'm not worried about Newcastle whatsoever. But regarding the Zaniolo situation, if he decides to not renew, this is going to be dragged out to the last days of the Mercato. If we can land Zaniolo, guys, that would be amazing. That would be amazing. So let's see where this goes. All right, guys, let's go to the chats. Here we go. With 250 million, we can run Rampage on transfer market. Absolutely, we can. We can't replace Leao, not even with Noah Lang. I mean, not today with Noah Lang. If we sell Leao, we have to replace him with a top player. The same way you replace Kessie, you replace him with a top player, Renato Sanchez. So, if we sell him, we'll have the money to get a top player. But obviously, we can't get a top player before selling Leao. Roy, would you sell Magnan for 80 million? People are saying United are interested. Absolutely not. Absolutely not, Gio. As I said, I know this is not a popular opinion, but in my opinion, Magnan is the best investment this club has made in the last 20 years. I'm talking about throughout the whole banter era, throughout the end of Berlusconi's era. Magnan, in my opinion, is the best player we got. I'm not just talking about the player, I'm talking about the deal. 15 million, and then the wages are something like 3 million and something. Magnan, absolute beast, absolute beast. There was a stat showing that Magnan acquired Milan 22 points. 22 points because of this goalkeeper. This guy is a legend already in my eyes. Well said, Roy. Thank you, my man. That said, I'm not opposed to picking up Lang if we pick up CDK first. De Cutler, yes, De Cutler also getting closer and closer. Let's see. No, they won't. Milan will stop them if they ask that. Okay, Gio Aguilis, that would be next summer, and I know a lot about United transfer. Kangu is our Manchester United fan that is always here. I know that Manchester United is on Magnan, but I don't see Milan selling Magnan anytime soon. I hope the Zaniolo rumor will go away soon. 60 million for a hospital patient. No, 60 million will never happen. Again, all these players must go for the right price. Zaniolo is good. His physicality is amazing, but that they said in news Zaniolo is not possible because we're going to De Cutler. We can go for both because that's just out of our budget. Well, we shall see. We shall see, guys. Again, when we're talking about these players like Zaniolo, like Anthony, like Scamacca, like these players that are above the 40 million range, these players are not players that we're going to be seeing anytime soon because obviously there has to be negotiation. If, let's say, nobody bites the bait, Roma eventually is going to either just say, okay, let's sell him. We need to monetize. We can't wait for January. We can't wait for and they could say that. Or Roma will say, we're going to keep him till January. We're going to keep him till summer. Or, guys, in the next week, Roma is going to renew his contract and he's going to be a Roma player, which is probably the most viable solution for him. Let's see. How much AC Milan has changed. No one wanted to pay for Milan. No one wanted to play for Milan. Now all would love to. Of course. Every young player today, every young star today wants to play for Milan. A normal player like Nunes costs 100 million, so 150 is nothing if we have to replace Leao. That is a good point, but the English tax is different. The English tax is different. If Nunes was coming to Italy, it wouldn't have been for 100 million. But because the English teams can pay that kind of money, the smart clubs like Benfica will ask for that kind of money. Okay, guys, so let's move on to the last topic, which is my opinion regarding the transfer market so far, which I had said earlier. In my opinion, because these two men right here are professionals and they're not here to toy around with the club. They want to have three players that they have been looking at for the past 6 months. The defender, Botman. Sanchez, who's done deal. Sanchez is just a matter of time till it's official. And Origi, who also, just a matter of time it's official. The only missing player is that Botman. Before the calciomercato officially starts, 1st of July, the international calciomercato, and before the team gathers at Milanello, the 4th of July, these three gentlemen here want to have their three targets, the functional targets, right? Because everybody else after that is about improvement, is about improving the squad, is about adding different weapons to the arsenal. But Botman, Sanchez, and Origi, that's about functionality. That's about the key components of the engine. An engine needs to have its key components to run properly. So before the 4th of July, guys, my humble opinion, we will have Origi, Sanchez, and Botman at Milanello. Botman has already decided he does not want to go to Newcastle. He does not want to go there. He's pushing for Milan, rightly so. So I believe that's going to be what we're going to be seeing in these upcoming weeks. As a matter of fact, we might be seeing Origi in these next few days. Vitiello was talking about that today. We might see Origi coming to Milan these next few days. All right, let's look at this last article, guys, and then we're going to close for today. Guys, everybody, thank you for joining us. And once again, if you haven't clicked on that like button, do it right now. Help the channel grow, guys. Ahead of upcoming season, AC Milan want to bring in some reinforcement as they have a Scudetto to defend. They have a budget of 100 million to work with, and that makes things a bit difficult. In addition to reinforcing the squad they had this past season, Paolo Maldini and Ricky Massara also must replace Frank Kessie and possibly Alessio Romagnoli. A budget 100 million has made available, and although that isn't a lot, Milan are masters of this. I do want to say something about that 100 million. That if we do monetize on certain players, we can bring that 100 million way up. Okay, here we go. As highlighted, Tancredi Palmeri in his last editorial for TMW, Milan will bring in Divock Origi on a free transfer, Renato Sanchez for 20 million, what a steal. Then Sven Botman can perhaps be signed for 30 millions. And Charles De Ketelaere. We haven't spoken about Charles De Ketelaere, guys. We're not going to talk much about Charles De Ketelaere today. But that's also another player that is very close. That would be 90 million for 4 starters. Okay, so look at that, guys. If we can get Botman, Origi, Sanchez, and De Ketelaere for 90 million, I mean, guys, let me ask the chat. Would you rather spend 90 million on these 4 players or 100 million for Nunes? What would you rather do, guys? Would you spend 100 million for Nunes or 90 million for Botman, Origi, Sanchez, and De Ketelaere? I think this is an easy question to answer. It's an extremely easy question to answer. That would be 90 million for 4 starters, which isn't cheap, but not that much either considering the quality of the players. However, the right-wing dilemma remains in that equation, as the Rossoneri aren't willing to spend 30-40 needed for the likes of Zaniolo, Berardi, or Marco Asensio. I think we will get a right winger, but it will be for the right price, and we will be seeing that way down the road. Way down the road. Exactly. Extremely easy question to answer. Extremely easy question to answer. We are the biggest club. 90 million for 4 players, guys. I mean, come on. What are we even talking about? What are we even talking about? It's not even. Funny, guys. Mbappe didn't say he wanted to play for Milan. He said that if he were to play in Italy, then he would only go to Milan. Difference is he doesn't want to play in Italy right now. Of course not. He has a huge salary with PSG. Why would he want to go? Anyway, guys, thank you very much for joining us today. Really appreciate everybody here. Thank you. Like if you haven't already liked. If there are going to be any new reports, guys, we're going to be reporting on that. We're waiting for those official signings. We're waiting for the officiality of these players. But guys, keep in mind, guys, this summer mercato, guys, we might be seeing these 4 players mentioned. Let me check what you guys voted on the poll. Let me see what you guys voted on the poll. Let me see. 74 votes, 30% are saying, I hope for better, and 52% said very excited. And guys, 45 likes, guys. Guys, 5 more likes. Give me 5 more likes. Let's get to 50. Let's get to 50, guys. 5 more likes. If you haven't liked the page yet, let's get it to 50, guys. Come on. You can do it. You can do it. You can do it. If you have another account, go to your other account and like the paper. And like the video. 100 million for the players we're linked. It's a great deal. If we sell some players and get, for example, Belotti and Bernardeschi for free, it would be a great mercato. Belotti also was linked. We just need a functional right wing to then play 11 on the pitch again. All right, guys. Having said that, thank you everyone for joining us. We will do another Milan news tomorrow morning here, America Pacific time, and we will update everybody with the news. And Forza Milan to everybody. Much appreciated. Much love, guys. We'll see you the next time. Alla prossima. Ciao.